Hi, ladies. Welcome, welcome. Gonna give people some time to come in and set the vibe while I wait. The volume and everything is okay. Give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know you can hear me okay. Welcome. This instant is good health. That's what we're aiming for today, good health. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into the universe, into the environment that I'm in right now, and also spreading that to you. Again, I'm gonna give people some time to join in, but I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate your support. Not even gonna lie to you, I'm nervous, but I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna share my story. I'm gonna inspire those who need it. Awesome, so you guys can hear me okay. Thank you. Just a couple more minutes before I get started. Hope your days are going well. I know there's a lot going on and people have a lot of different types of energy that they're experiencing right now. But I'm sending you love and light. Sending you love and light. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm smiling. I'm seeing all people that I know. Makes me feel supported. I appreciate you all. Make sure you have something to drink. Drinking my water out of my purple water bottle. Welcome, welcome. Just gonna give it a couple more minutes. I'm gonna start at 6:35, so 2 more minutes. So if you still need to get something to drink for yourself, or whatever you need to do to settle in, do that. A couple more minutes, and then I'll get started. This looks cool. It looks like me. Yes. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you all. Gonna give it another minute and we'll get started. Welcome, welcome. Just waving his hand. Appreciate you guys for being here. Giving it some chill vibes with the music to set the tone. So I need to calm myself. Woosah. Like I said before, I'm a little nervous. Doing things like this is not easy, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Thank you guys for the hearts. Appreciate you. Welcome. Hey, Kay. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. So to get started, I'm just gonna introduce myself for those of you who don't fully know me. My name is Chantel Sarita. I live in New York City right now. I used to live in Chicago. I grew up there. I went to college there, went to school, all of that in Chicago. I was involved with Boom Crack Dance Company for 3 years. I was on their company as a dancer and then eventually as an artistic circle member. So I was choreographing behind the scenes. We'll get into details of that. I felt the need to move to New York because I needed to start fresh. I needed some new, fresh energy. I was feeling very stifled. I was feeling very just boxed in. I don't like feeling boxed in. So, I needed to make that change, and that's what brought me here to New York. So here I am, Before we get started, I do want to set some rules as a safe space, to make sure that everyone here who resonates with the feelings that I'm going to be talking about understand that this is a safe space for you. Number one, I'm not afraid to block people. So if anybody is in the live giving, with ill intentions, I'm not tolerating that shit. I'm here to support, advocate for my younger self and advocate for those who don't feel strong enough to do so right now, but who are also resonating with the things that I spoke out on. So no bullshit. I'm gonna block you if I see that you're on bullshit. Two, I'm gonna be advocating for other people's experiences who've reached out to me, but your experiences and story is yours. So I won't be identifying anybody. All of that information will be confidential. And the same goes for if you reach out to me after this, and because I'm going to be continuing to do this for some time until I get it all out. So if you do come to me, know that your identity is protected. I'm not going to go and tell anybody who you are and you said this and that to me. That's not going to happen. Lastly, I do want to remind you that your voice is valid. So if you feel the need to speak as I'm talking and you want to comment and say yes or whatever it is, or share your experience, if you feel comfortable doing that, I encourage it. The more you speak on it, the less you internalize it. Internalizing is what's going to cause the harm. So I encourage you to speak if you feel called to do so. So lastly, I want to set the intention. This is a space for healing. This is a space for purging. I'm not here to slander anybody's name. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. I'm here to share my experience, which is valid, share my story, which is valid, use my voice, which is valid, in order to release baggage that I've been carrying, and also to connect to other people who have been experiencing the same things that I have experienced, and knowing that you're not alone, inspiring you to know that you're not alone. So that's my intention. This is a healing space. This is not a space for me to slander anybody. I don't do that shit. All right. So let's get into it. I just want to backtrack. Like I said, I was on Boom Crack for 3 years. And during that time, I was very unsure of myself, I want to say. I had just finished gymnastics. I was a gymnast for 17 years prior to that. And, once you quit or you stop doing a sport that was your entire life, you feel really lost. So I joined in to the dance community because I really needed something to connect to. And Boom Crack stood out to me because I really enjoyed the music that they danced to and the type of dance that they did. And, I went to an intensive and I felt like I learned a lot. So I really wanted to continue and be a part of it. I stayed on for 3 years. I competed with them. Eventually, I was showing choreography, and eventually I became a part of the artistic circle. So I was choreographing pieces. Not many of them were showcased, but I was choreographing pieces behind the scene. I was showing choreography on a consistent basis to Trey once a week, I believe it was, and getting feedback. And eventually, I'm going to get into, the details in a bit, but eventually it got to a point where I was feeling like something just ain't right. Like, I just feel so stuck and stifled, and I don't like it. I don't like the way I feel. I want to, experiment. I want my art to be on display a little bit more. I feel like I deserve that. I've worked for that. I've earned that, and I didn't feel like I was getting that. It felt like the relationship was a little one-sided. I started venturing out and doing different things to explore my artistic expression on my own. And it didn't seem like, during that time that, me being able to express myself wasn't embraced by Boom Crack and the members of, mainly Trey. Let's just put it out. I put names out there. I might as well just say what it is. I didn't feel like Trey was, he didn't like me going out and doing, expressing myself artistically on my own. I had conversations with him before I left multiple times. I'm a very open person. I like to have dialogue. I don't like to just snap on people or leave or just own something. I like to let's hash it out, let's talk it out. So I did have a conversation. It didn't go fully the way I needed it to go, so my final decision was to go ahead and leave the company. It hurt because I did build some very strong relationships, people who I still talk to this day. Shout out Nicole, shout out Trisha, people that I still keep in contact with today. But so it was very difficult for me to leave, but I had to do what I had to do for my heart. I really was starting to feel like this ain't gonna work. So with that being said, kind of where I'm coming from now. I want to get into a little bit more detail for those of you who may resonate with what I've said. I want to give you some detail on where I'm coming from before I jump into the details. So I posted earlier about manipulation and the definition of manipulation, and I'm going to read that again, and then I'm going to break down a couple of key points that I resonate with in regards to that and Boom Crack Dance Company while I was on it. So let me just pull up what I have, the definition that I have here. So I posted this as well on my timeline, but manipulation or a psychological manipulation can be defined as the exercise of undue influence through mental distortion and emotional exploitation, with the intention to seize power, control, benefits, or privilege at the victim's expense. So I resonate with this definition wholeheartedly. There were a lot of times where I felt like, not just with Trey and not just with Boom Crack, but people who were allowed to come into that space. Daz, for example, like I mentioned the other day. Walter, for example, like I mentioned the other day. I felt like I was being taken advantage of, especially the idea of me not being in a confident space in my life. I didn't feel, I didn't know who I was yet. I was still trying to discover that. So it was very easy for people who felt, the need to do so to manipulate. So something that I wrote down, persuading your judgment without your knowledge. There was a lot of times where I would create a piece. Like I remember I created my urban lookbooks. I started a series called Urban Lookbooks where I would put on an outfit or two, and I would kind of like a lookbook. I don't know if you guys ever watch YouTube, but lookbooks online where they would get dressed and put on outfits in their closet and do a little lookbook and show you a spring lookbook or whatever. I wanted to do one more of hip hop attire, what do you wear to go out, and dance type of vibe. So I started doing this while I was still on the company. I remember after I posted my first, or was it my second? I don't remember. One of the lookbooks that I posted, I used to always feel the need to go to Trey to get feedback, because that's the type of relationship and dynamic that we had. We felt like we needed his approval for things. So I felt like I needed to go to him to have his approval for, what I was putting out. So I brought, my urban lookbook to him, and I showed him what, the end result. And even in the process, I would go to him and show him the choreography because I wanted the feedback. So as I was sharing, the end product, he told me it wasn't good. He told me that it wasn't, literally said it wasn't good. He said, nobody wants to watch what you have put in the beginning. You should do it this way. And I really feel like it was rather than it being a mentor, these are things you can change, you can switch it this way. It was more you did this wrong, and you didn't include this, and you didn't put it that way. It really felt like I just was wrong. Everything that I did was just wrong. And honestly, after I had that meeting with him, I didn't even like my video anymore. I didn't even want to promote it anymore. I was just damn, I guess it was shitty. I guess I'm a shitty dancer. I guess I'm a shitty choreographer, and it was really difficult for me to step out of that and be no, that's his opinion, not yours, And that brings me to my next point. You feel disconnected because you are doing, dancing, or behaving for someone else. You are doing, dancing, behaving for someone else. Because I was looking for his approval. I was looking for him to tell me this is right, because that's the vibe that we always got as Boom Crack Dance members. We felt like if Trey doesn't say it's right, it ain't right. Right? So it made me want, it made me second guess myself, and it made me disconnect from my body. It made me disconnect from what I believed, from my values, and that really disconnecting from yourself is an internal battle. At the end of the day, after you feel like you're not connected, you're fighting with yourself. No, I know I want to do this. Oh, but he said it's wrong, so it's wrong. Oh, fight. Especially if you don't know yourself and you're not confident. So, that was something that stuck with me, that still low-key kind of sticks with me, and I have to fight to find Chantel, the dancer choreographer Chantel Sarita, and not the dancer choreographer Chantel Sarita approved by Trey, because those thoughts stay in your mind especially when you have influence from someone who you look up to. This is someone that I looked up to for guidance. This is someone that I looked up to for, to help me become my highest self, not the higher self that he saw me to be. And that's the difference in, mentors who, are more supportive. They're the ones that are telling you how to be your higher self, telling you how to be, molding you based on their knowledge, but knowing where you want to go. And this is not something, I used to share where I wanted to go. I used to share my goals. I told him before I even came to New York that this was something that I wanted to do. And, it didn't feel like I was supported in that. I know people who, had plans after the company and wanted to leave the company to go do other things because they grew and it was time for the next step. But that was never accepted. That was never accepted. I remember, and again, I'm keeping identities safe, but I remember one person leaving to go to another state to dance, and, Trey just didn't talk to them anymore. And they were still in the company for another week or so, but he just not talking to you anymore. Not talking to you anymore. You don't exist anymore. And that makes you feel silenced, right? So a couple of other things that I wrote down here, because a lot of people did reach out to me. At first it was just women, but then men started hitting me up too. And there was a lot of people that, there was common themes. One of the common theme was low self-esteem. After that post that they put up, that statement, it made a lot of people feel like, damn, I don't matter. My experiences on the company don't matter, because apparently, this image that they want to put forward is the image that everybody experienced. Therefore, I am invalid. Therefore, what I experienced ain't shit, right? When that's the furthest from the truth, guys. That's the furthest from the truth. You matter. You are enough. You know what I'm saying? And I have to tell myself the same thing. This is something that I'm reminding myself as I go. But having low self-esteem and having those thoughts in your head from like experiences that you had, someone else reached out to me and told me that, actually 3 people, it wasn't one, it was 3 people reached out to me and told me that after they leave, or Trey or someone else on the company as well told them that after they leave Boom Crack, they won't be anything. They won't be, they can't make it without him. They can't make it without Boom Crack, basically, is what he told these people. And even if he didn't say it, he made it feel like you ain't shit without me. I remember saying, like, I'm very empathic, I'm very compassionate. So I remember commenting and saying, or texting him and saying, I don't want to lose our connection once I leave and go to New York. I feel like you're going to abandon me. And he told me, you ain't going nowhere, sis. Completely invalidate the fact that I just told you I'm going to New York. I'm going. Completely invalidate that. You're not going nowhere, sis. And that was supposed to be reassurance. And honestly, it made me feel a little good. But at the same time, it made me wonder, like, what the fuck is this awkward, nasty, icky feeling that I had after reading that? Why do I feel like this? Because that was a manipulative way to say, you're not going anywhere, sis. You need me. You need me. And I stayed a little bit longer after that too. I don't think I left as soon as I wanted to. It's just really difficult when you have, you look to these people for guidance and you want to feel like you are safe in this space. And they say this on the outside, but really on the inside it's completely contradicting what they're saying on the outside. Completely contradicting. And the idea of not creating that safe space and bringing in people who who also have this manipulative nature in a different way or in a similar way, makes you more susceptible to their bullshit. It makes you more susceptible. And I see people are agreeing with me. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, bringing other people into that space when you don't even feel safe in that space. And another manipulative person comes in, it's easy to fall into that same trap because you're used to doing it. You've been trained and groomed, which is something else that I'm going to talk about in another day. You've been trained and groomed to just take this in and, all right, this is just what it is. I need to just accept what it is because this person is going to make me great. When really, they just want you to be what they want you to be. And if you want your own identity, you ain't shit. You ain't going to make it without this person. You ain't going to make it without me. That's the nature. But that's not right. That shit ain't right. It's not right. I remember I know another thing that I mentioned in my statement was that I had a lot of choreographic opportunities held back. I was held back from a lot of opportunities. I remember we used to have artistic circle meetings, and we would discuss songs and different material that we were going to use for our sets. And I remember giving a couple of song options. Obviously when you give song options, you want to dance to them, right? I gave you this option because I like it, because I want to tear this shit up. I remember giving a song option, and I think I maybe had one opportunity to choreograph, maybe two, and one of them wasn't even for Boom Crack, it was for Boombox, which I'm not mad at, but I was on there for a year or so, and choreographing for a year or so, and still hadn't had the opportunity. So I remember coming into rehearsal shortly after that meeting, and I came a little bit late, and there was somebody else teaching to it, another man teaching to it, who had literally just injured themselves, and they were teaching from the chair. They were teaching the company from the chair, as opposed to using the person who actually gave you the song, who's fully healthy, to teach. They gave it to someone who was injured and sitting and teaching in a chair. That is so invalidating. That's so invalidating. It's like, and didn't even tell me. I didn't even know. I walked in and saw it, and I'm like, I literally went in and sat down. I was like, I can't. And this was towards the end of me, before I left. Like, I was getting fed up, and this is one of the things that like literally made me be like, fuck this shit. I went in and sat down. I was like, I don't even want to learn it. I didn't learn it. I just sat down. My own little personal protest. Fuck that. Because that's not right. And there were plenty of times that things like this happened where I just, I felt like my artistic expression didn't matter. Why the fuck am I even showing you this choreo? I remember it got to a point where I would go and get feedback for my choreography, just songs that I would create to and go in and show him. And I remember one point he said, "Oh no, you're great. It's great. You look great. I don't have any feedback for you." Why the fuck I'm not choreographing for the company then, bro? Why? Why? Especially for someone who's hungry. There are plenty of people in the company who were hungry and really making an effort and getting feedback and sending in choreo or giving choreo every single day that weren't getting the opportunities. I wasn't the only one. But a lot of the time it happened to be black women. Let's just say what it is, This is a lot, you guys. So I'm going to take a deep breath and some water. It's difficult because you hold on to these messages. People who influence you, let me show you. All right, I'm going to do a little demonstration, right? So I'm going to draw this heart. Here's this heart, right? When you're born with your heart, it's pure. It's there. You're born with a pure heart, right? As you move forward, there's people who influence you, right? So you guys can put in the comments too, but I'm just going to write some things down that, are influential in your life as you grow up. So media is influential. Mentors, let's just say that since we're on that topic, are influential. Colleagues are influential. Your parents are influential, right? Sisters and brothers, siblings, friends, the list can go on and on. So as you make these connections to these people, yes, parents, thank you, Kat. As you make these connections to these people, you learn to trust them. Friends, yes. You learn to trust them, and they give you their opinions and their expressions. Teachers, thank you. I'm going to write that one down too. Teachers. They give you their experience and their knowledge, and you take it in because you trust these people, right? These are just people that are influential to you, right? As you do that, they do different things. Like they may, give you good information. They may give you good feedback, but they also may lie to you. They may, if it's a romantic partner, they may cheat on you. If it's, a mentor, they may manipulate you. And what happens is when these things happen, when they do these things, you get marks. You get marks on your heart. And your heart gets scarred, right? You got all these fucking scars on your heart. And now you're just like, yo, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't want this to happen anymore. So you know what you do? You build up a wall around your heart so that these people can't get in to get you anymore. So now they're trying to, get to you, and they're trying to puncture or give you love. And you're not accepting either because you have walls built up around your heart because of these experiences, right? And it makes it difficult to give or to receive when you're blocking everything off. So say someone, okay, so let me explain a little bit more. So if someone says, or I'm talking about my mentor, right? So with Trey telling me that I can't choreograph, or like that wasn't a good piece, right? Now I have this scar on my heart and I don't even want to show the piece anymore. So I put blocks around my heart because I don't want to feel that pressure, that puncture anymore. I don't want to feel that hurt anymore. So I put blocks around my heart. Now when someone comes and says, oh my God, that urban lookbook was dope. You're a dope dancer. I'm like, I'm all right. Because I put blocks up and I can't receive that. I don't even believe it for myself, right? And you carry this and it's heavy and you're not able to receive the way that you deserve to receive. Another example, you have, these thoughts in your head that, oh, you're not good enough. You'll never be shit without me, right? That's another example that I gave. You'll never be a good dancer without this company. Now that's in your head. So you go take class and somebody calls you out. You're a dope ass dancer. You should do a solo. And you do a solo for class. And all you think about in your head during that solo is you ain't shit without boom crack. So you fuck up or you freeze. Because these things have an effect on you. Because you take in this information from these people that you admire or that you trust. You know what I'm saying? Yes, exactly. You feel an imposter syndrome as well. It's not until you realize, like, other people's opinions of you don't matter. Other people's opinions of you don't matter. The things that they say to you don't matter. How you see yourself is what matters. How you live through your life is what matters. How you move through life is what matters. How you attack your passions is what matters. How you live through your passion is what matters. Their opinions don't. Trey's opinion of me doesn't matter. And as I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm becoming more aware of the idea of, this shit happened to me, and these are the things that I experienced while I was on that company, and I realized, oh shit, I still have his fucking words in my head. That mental noise. I don't have time for that mental noise. So let me just be aware of it first. Let me notice that it's there. Let me notice that when I take a class and I dance, I look at myself and I'm like, oh damn, I'm not a good dancer. I try to choreograph and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. Is this right? I second guess myself. Right? It's not until I realize, like, those aren't my thoughts. Those are thoughts someone else, put in my head. Those are thoughts that I allow to come into my head and stay. It's not until you learn to have a filter, just like Instagram, right? You put a filter on, that filter is going to protect you from that negative energy that comes through and give you the light to bring, or give you the space to bring in the positive. If you put on a filter that's only going to allow positivity to come through, that's when you start making the moves towards healing and recovery. Once you start setting boundaries, I got the fuck out of there, y'all. I had to get the fuck ASAP. I had to get the fuck. And I didn't even fully understand what it was until I removed myself. There's probably people who are still in a trance. They don't understand where they are. They know something is wrong, but they don't know where to go. They don't know how to move through it. They don't know how to even like, what do I even do? I feel like this person, I need to be under this person to survive as a dancer. I had another person who told me, I don't want to leave Boom Crack because I feel like I can't dance anywhere else and I won't be able to dance ever again. Exactly how to express it. Yes. Hey, Royale. I had someone tell me that, they felt like they couldn't ever dance again if they left Boom Crack. That makes me really sad because, that's These are real experiences, guys. This is a person who is such a very sweetheart and an amazing dancer, and it's just enduring such manipulation and hurt and pain, and they're not able to express themselves, yet they stay because they don't feel like they have anywhere else to go. You're exactly correct, Maddie. It could take years. I'm still triggered. I'm about to cry right now, and I left in 2017. I'm still triggered. But you know what? I'm not gonna let it take control of my life. As far as me knowing now that I have an awareness, fuck that. You know what else? Your voice matters. My voice matters. So I'm going to continue to tell my story, and I hope you continue to do your research and learn what was manipulation, what did I experience, what are these things that I went through, and how can I move through my life now. You know, look up the word manipulation and see what that is, especially manipulation with professional relationships, depending on whatever your experience is. I know there may be people who have a different kind of connection, and I'm not going to go into that because that's not my experience with them. You know, exactly, identifying it first, recognizing that it's even there to be able to heal yourself. You know, I think that's the very first step, is identifying it. But there are people who don't even know. There are people who don't even know. But I encourage you, again, to do your research, to look these things up. Look up the term grooming. Look up the term grooming. That's something that I'm going to touch on, you know, in another live, because I do want to address the Daz Harris situation. But we will not be silenced. When I read that statement, I was just like, and I saw that the comment section was off. I'm just like, first of all, this is just not, it's not. And I know so many people, somebody had to call me, because I don't follow them, but somebody had to call me and tell me that that post was up, and I was like, ugh. And then the fact that the comment section got put off after, you know, people voiced their opinions made me feel like they're being silenced. These people are being silenced. People who want to share their opinions and express how they feel or how they felt while they were on their company are being silenced. We would literally be shushed during rehearsals. I'll definitely save this. I got you. Have a great one. I'm definitely gonna post this on my page later. But people were literally silenced during rehearsals. Even if we were trying to give like feedback, helpful feedback. Like, oh, well, last time I was over here. No, I know what I'm doing. I know. I'm sorry, I just got triggered. But that's what rehearsal was like, and that's not a healthy environment. So for you to say that you have a zero tolerance policy for misconduct is like, what the fuck are you saying? We won't be silenced because our experiences are valid. Our experiences are valid. Our stories are valid. Our voice is valid. We matter. Period. So I'm going to continue to share my story. And I hope that I inspire other people to do the same. And honestly, you know, I posted this on my Facebook too. And if you didn't see the follow-up post that I did on my Facebook, I encourage you to go over there and check that out. But I also feel like I lost my train of thought. There's so many things in my head, guys. I appreciate all of you for being here. So many things in my head. I don't know where I was going with that, but I just feel it's really important to inspire one another. Oh, that's what I was going to say. My vision. I'm not doing this and speaking up to cause havoc in the dance community and to dismantle the company. I just simply want to say what the fuck I experienced. Because I know I'm not crazy. And you making that post makes me feel crazy. It makes me feel like I'm crazy. I'm not. And no, you know, I'm not going to, you know, the word crazy is that's a word I probably shouldn't have used. But it makes me feel like my experiences didn't happen. Like I imagined it. You know, and that's how, you know, manipulators will make you feel. They'll make you feel like what you said, what you experienced, because this is what's right. This is what you're supposed to feel. This is how you're supposed to, this is what you actually experienced. I remember telling someone that, you know, don't allow a manipulator Don't allow them to change your history, your herstory. Don't allow someone else to write your herstory or your history. It's yours. You write it. You're the creator. You have a blank canvas. You write that shit. You write your history and your future and your present. Nobody else. So if you know that you experience something, and that's why it's so important to speak up, because if you think you experience something but somebody else is telling you, oh, this is fucking wrong, you know, this is, your experience is wrong, that's not what you experienced, we're trying to help you. Like, you're not going to be anything without us. I'm trying to make sure that you're the best dancer. If you feel like you're the only one that feels that way, you're going to feel crazy. You're going to feel like, oh shit, maybe it's just me. There were a lot of people, you guys, that commented and said, maybe it's just me. It's not just you. It's not just you. And it's not just women. Men hit me up too. It's not just you. You're not alone. And that's why it's so important to speak on this. So thank you, all of you who reached out to me and who, you know, told me parts of your stories or related to me in some way, shape, or form. I completely feel you. I appreciate you. You inspire me and empower me to continue to speak, because I know I'm going to encourage other people. And I want you guys to encourage each other. That's all. I'm not here to dismantle that company. I don't give a fuck how they respond to me. I know that they put a statement up. People keep me in touch. People keep me in the loop. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how you respond to this. I just want to tell my story. I just want to tell my story, and I want people to understand that they are not the fuck alone. Because this shit is not healthy to hold on to. It's not. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. And you deserve better. You deserve to know that you are enough. You deserve to push that fucking mental noise out of your head and put in your head that you are enough and you're a dope ass dancer. You're a dope ass person. Period. That's all I want to do. And for people to give me backlash for that, maybe you got something that you need to look at in yourself. Maybe you have some things that, obviously I triggered you. What did I trigger? If you didn't care, and if my story wasn't valid, why are you responding to me? You know? Think about that. But again, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for them. I'm here for you. I'm here for those of you who relate to me. Come on, bars! I'm here for those of you who relate. Those of you who know, like, yo, I still think about this shit to this day. I still think in my head I'm not enough. You are enough. Just for being here, you are enough. You are enough. You are enough. You deserve to live your life with joy. You deserve to dance with joy. You deserve to go to class and have a worry-free class and just live your best life. You deserve to choreograph something and have full confidence in posting it. You should have the confidence. You deserve to have the confidence to reach out to somebody who you want to work with. And not think, oh, maybe they won't think I'm enough. You are. You are enough. You're dope. Don't ever let anybody tell you any otherwise. And this is something that I even tried to talk about when I was on the company. Like, there were times where I was like, yo, I would talk to people like you. I would see people crying after having a conversation with Trey. Crying. And I'd be like, yo, don't let that man fuck you up like that. Like, you don't deserve this. You are enough. You're a dope dancer. You're a dope choreographer. And I've had that conversation with more than one person, including myself. You are enough. Period. So with that being said, I have some resources that I want to share, some healing techniques that I want to share with you before I end for today. You know, some of the things that I've been doing and using in order to heal from this process. I didn't even realize how deep it was until I saw that damn statement. I was like, yo, I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Anyway, so some of the healing techniques that I use, someone in here mentioned becoming aware of it first. You know, just build awareness around the thoughts that are not yours. You know, recognize when you think something that is not empowering. That's probably not your voice. So recognize it first. Journaling. I journal every morning, you know, even if it's just a page, I just get it out. Journaling at night, you know, doing a download at night, like dumping out whatever's in your head. If you write things that are like negative and toxic, ripping it up and throwing it out. I've written plenty of letters to my past manipulators and ripped them up or burned them, and that shit feels great. So do that. You know, reaching out to your support system, you know, the people around you who love and protect you, reach out to them, talk to them. They're here to listen to you. I'm here. If you need me, if you want to reach out to me and talk to me, I'm here. You know, I'm here for you to reach out to me. I love you too. I love you too. Therapy, you know, I did therapy for a little bit. I'm looking to get back into it once I get settled here in New York. But I did Talkspace for maybe 3 months, I believe, and that helped me a lot. I hear BetterHelp is great. I actually want to try that one if I don't get back into Talkspace. Before I don't find anybody in person, I'm probably going to do BetterHelp. But getting therapy is definitely beneficial. You have someone professional to talk to and to, you know, share your experiences with without feeling judged. So I definitely encourage that. And then lastly, there are a couple of pages on Instagram that post really good content that show you, you know, the patterns of manipulation. They may show you some, they talk about self-love. So I just want to share a few of those. There's Dr. Heidi Green. She's a psychologist. She talks about self-love. And gives different posts on that. It's one of the posts that I put up today. Strong, bold, intelligent, powerful women need just as much compassion, tenderness, and support as every other woman. Read that again. So those are the types of things that she posts. There is, let's see, Miriam, same grief, same empathy. Let's see if I can show you. Same grief, same empathy. And they have posts on here. Let me read one of them. This is another one that I posted today. Be an alchemist. Transform your pain into your power. Dead ass. Transform your pain into your power. That's literally a lot of the motivation that I get is from past pain. So, low-key, thank you, Trey. So, let me not. I'm about to go into another space. Anyway, I think there's another one here. Dr. Nicole LePera, holistic psychologist. Holistic psychologist, and she posts a lot of information, a lot of really good stuff. She has stuff on shadow work. She has stuff on how to healing from your past. Let me just read that. Healing from your past. You see this is past parents. This is something different, but this is really good. Another really good resource. And then there's one more, Bobby Banks Official. And then she has a lot of good information on here too. But again, I encourage you, do your research on what it is to be, you know, psychological manipulation, grooming. Those two terms definitely brought me to terms with where I am right now and how I need to still heal from this experience. So I definitely encourage you to do that. But I appreciate each of you for tuning in. I'm going to continue to share my story. So check my page to see when I'm going to be doing the next live. If you didn't read my Facebook group or my Facebook post, go over there and read those. I'm going to continue to share my story. I'm going to continue to empower you. And I am here if you want to reach out to me and share bits of your story. I'm here to support you. I appreciate each of you. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.